It's a hot summer's day. The sun is beating down over the arid festival landscape. There's a smell of dark fruits in the air. There's the dust clouds slowly rising up from the floor, and in the distance you can hear boom, 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 boom of the bass line piercing through the afternoon air. It's a Saturday.
It's been 2 whole years since you've waited to experience this moment. All right? You hear the boom, boom, boom. Your heart rate is picking up. Euphoria is slowly climbing. And when you're peaking at that climax, you glance across the room and you see the most beautiful girl that you've ever seen in your entire life. So what you do? Putas. So what you do is you take your top off, all right? And you're thinking,
you're ready to approach.
I'm going to go there and I'm going to cold approach. Mm-hmm. I've been watching all these ROT videos. I know the drill. This is my time. This is my destiny. Let's get it. So you walk over to her, right? You pulled your t-shirt off. You lock eyes with her. She looks down, and all she sees is this gut.
Fuck.
Made of kebabs, burgers, and festival pizzas. Because you spent the entire weekend pigging out at the end of the night at the burger vans, chatting to weirdos.
So wait. All's not lost, mate. The girls are laughing, but then your bro's coming. Your bro sees the situation that you're in. Your mate has taken his top off in front of these girls. The girls are laughing and you see it in the distance and you're like, I'm saving him. I'm going over there. I'm going to strip off the top. I'm fucking aesthetic. You run over there. You sprint. You peel off the top. 3 days of pills, dancing and not eating have made you revert back to your skinny 13-year-old disgusting little rake figure. So you've got a fat boy on the right, a little skinny rake on the left, and it's over, boys.
You're done.
The festival's fucked.
You're breaded. The festival's over.
And it's your fault. They did the Evo 8 before, 8 weeks of cutting, dieting, did the plans, they looked fucking sick for the festival. But when they got there, mate, those 3 days just wrote right off.
Yeah, you just didn't pay attention to anything at all and you completely let everything slip. So as you guys may or may not be aware, myself, Mo and Alex, we do attend quite a few festivals every single year, just a few. And we are notorious for staying in relatively decent shape as well, I must say. So today in this video, we want to share with you our top, quick, easy tips to help you not make those mistakes, to stop you from getting fat or too skinny at a festival.
Festival fitness, festival aesthetics, how to actually stay in shape when you're enjoying the summer, enjoying yourself and like showing off your rig, and how to have like a decent time. But we're gonna break this down to 2 things. So everyone's gonna fall into one of these groups. Either you're gonna be someone like me who can literally pile on the fat like this. Like if I get in shape and I have like a week off, I can just eat shit and gain like 5 kilos, like no worries whatsoever. So my issue at a festival is not getting fat. Tom is the opposite.
I'm naturally a skinny guy, so like if I do any kind of excessive activity without getting enough food in, I am someone who literally just... Do you like the Indiana Jones scene where he touches the fountain of youth? He drinks from the goblet and then like he like shrivels up.
What is happening to me?
That essentially happens to me at festivals. So I need to make sure that I'm doing whatever I can to make sure that I'm getting my food, staying on track and not turning into the Slender Man, because who wants that? No one.
So then, staying in shape at festival. First off, we start with nutrition. Nutrition, I want to say, like a quick disclaimer before we go into this, is that if you're going to like one event once, you don't really need to worry about doing loads of stuff. Just fucking enjoy yourself, man. But if you want to go to like multiple events in the summer, or you're going out every weekend, or you're going out like a couple times a month, then maybe it's worth like listening to these things, because your physique is gonna suffer. Like the only reason me, Tom and Alex managed to stay in such good shape and go to like an event every single weekend, or like multiple events every week, is because we do these things. All right, so nutrition, whether you are fat or whether you are incredibly skinny, like nutrition is obviously pretty important. What you want to do is, snacking for anyone is bad. If you snack, like so many people just go to festivals, bring fucking crisps and chocolate. Do you know, like when we go to festivals, me, Tom and Alex just end up at some random girl's tent where instead of like having some crazy like drug-induced orgy like you think might happen, we just literally eat all their food for the weekend. Like we've done that so many times. So I would say that you want to be having proper meals, man. Like don't snack, don't eat shit if you can avoid it. But whether you like struggle to keep on the weight, or whether you struggle with weight gain or like being too fat, make sure you have proper meals. And like if you're skinny, for example, I'd say try and track your calories, like try and get to, let's say like a burger van or a kebab or something like a chicken kebab, something with a good source of protein. Don't go eating fucking donuts.
Yeah.
Same thing with if you're like overweight or you're struggling to cut down. Just eat proper meals to ensure that you're not just snacking on stuff all day, because your body's going to want to revert to that same state. So especially if you're someone of like a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, like I think a biggie is going to be protein intake.
Absolutely.
Protein intake.
You're going to look like a bit of a weirdo, but it probably is worth taking a whey protein supplement with you. All right, take a whey protein, even if it's like a little bit of a Tupperware box. Just take some couple servings with you.
Fat and carbs can be easy to get. Man.
Yeah. Like fat and carbs, they're going to be plentiful at festival. But when it comes to protein, it's probably going to be pretty scarce. So make sure you take a whey protein supplement and like literally first thing in the morning, have a protein shake. Or even if you get back from the night out, like say if, for instance, you're someone who's prone to getting shitty foods
mass
out
gainer,
festival,
man.
have some fucking mass gainer, yeah.
Well, not maybe if not you're fat, but if you're obviously you're on the skinny side of the spectrum, mass gainer, something like that. And if getting into the festival, like security has an issue with it, I would literally just like use the psychological techniques you've learned from RET, and they will let you, like, you'll be able to talk your way in, just be like, mate, like, look how skinny I am. I need every single gram of protein I can possibly get. Or, mate, look how fat I am. If I go to this festival, I'm going to die from coronary heart disease. So I need this protein to, like, keep me in shape, and it's going to be on you if I die.
And what you can do as well is you can just stash all your drugs in the mass game.
You call a double bluff. You're like, mate, this is all my cocaine. And it's like a massive bag of white powder. Then it's actually cocaine, but you're telling him it's cocaine. He thinks you're joking because no one with a bag of cocaine is actually going to say it's you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. I like it.
Next up, stashing your drugs.
So next up is shit foods. So as we were saying earlier, we touched on, shit foods are going to be plentiful at an event. So if you are someone who struggles to keep off the fat, avoid them. Make sure you are having decent meals before you go out, just to kind of help stave off those cravings. But
man, there's decent options like wraps and stuff at those festivals. Chicken wraps. Try and go for chicken, not deep fried stuff.
Yeah, and I think
and
if
full meals.
If you are into fitness, I'm fairly certain, like, if you head towards like the Burger Man, you are probably going to know, like, in your head, you're going to have that slight thought of like, oh, I probably shouldn't be getting this, right? If you're serious about your fitness, listen to that like inner voice and like just don't get it, or seek out the healthier option. But conversely as well, like if you're someone that struggles to, keep weight on, then, at a festival you're going to be active. So really, like, having something like that, like say once a day, isn't going to be the end of the world.
Now,
really.
I'd say if you struggle to keep the weight on, like if you eat 3 meals a day, like a lot of people, they get up at the festival, start day drinking, they'll eat like some crisps, and then they might have 1 meal from a Burger Man, which is like 800 calories. But if you eat 3 meals a day at home, if you eat 4 meals a day at home, eat 4 proper full meals every single day at the festival, just to make sure you're getting those calories, because you're gonna be burning more at the festival, man, 100%. And then as well, it's not really very widely talked about. It's a little bit taboo, but if you are low on protein, so whatever category you fall into, this is like a double-edged sword as well. This is like a fucking absolute game changer. Those little like Actimel drinks. It's like for gut health and for actually protein intake as well. What you want to do is you want to have your meals and then fucking slay a load of sweaty rave gash. You eat that shit, like fucking eat that out, mate. Get all the nice digestive enzymes and juices in there. Build up your microbiome. You'll probably be immune to COVID.
This is
there's no other disease that you're gonna be able to be infected by once you've like feasted upon rave gash. So,
like as we always preach, like health is wealth. So you should never neglect. Like yes, it's all good to focus on the exterior, but you can't neglect the interior as well. So like,
mate, it's like wine as well. Like the older it is, the better the better it's gonna be. 4 days into the festival, like no shower after like 2 other guys have like done my loading.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of liquid to collect in there. So that's probably gonna be like 20-30 grams of protein, like 10.
Alright people, so moving on to the next topic of how to not get fat or skinny during the sesh is going to be activity. So during a rave, no doubt you are going to be doing a lot of dancing,
and steps,
skanking, steps.
I think the most I've done is like 30,000 steps in a night.
Mate, I've seen like 35, 40.
30,000 steps. That's fucking ridiculous. That's like talking thousands of calories.
This is when you get back to like the tent and your legs are like pulsating.
Because you're doing all these steps, it means two things. It means that if you're a skinny guy and you don't want to lose that mass, you're going to have to be absolutely on it with getting the calories in, and you're going to want to be eating more calories than normal. And it also means that if you're like a fatter dude or a larger dude, you're going to be burning a shit ton of calories. So that still means that you want to eat like proper meals. You want to eat reasonably, you know, just make sure you're getting those calories in, or you're gonna like rebound hard afterwards. You're gonna be so fucked.
Yeah, especially for someone who's like prone to like binging as well, like the next day. But that's why people get like pizzas and stuff at the end of the night out, because they've been so active all night, and then when they've obviously drunk the alcohol as well, that increases the amount of, you know, cravings and whatnot that people want. So
Magnum in the morning.
Oh yeah,
post-session Magnum is obligatory. Like no matter who you are, whether you're lactose intolerant, vegan, you've got to get a fucking post-sesh Magnum, mate.
Mate, it's like 260 calories for pure bliss. Like, happily, I'll drop 260 calories on that.
Another thing you can do in terms of activity, if you don't want to lose mass, is literally get like a backpack or something, fill it up with dumbbells from a gym, like 20 to 50 kilos should do. If you bring dumbbells with you, like you're skanking out in the crowd, like it's a little bit slow, like 6 p.m, like music's going like a little bit of house, 124 BPM, like everyone's just dancing like this, you can be there, fucking curling iron, mate, getting a sick pump, at building mass and actually going to the beat and the music as well, and people are going to be looking at you like, this guy looks fucking amazing.
And so if you want to obviously increase the intensity of that as well, like once you're done with the house tent, that's like 120 BPM. Just move over to like drum and bass tent, and
174 BPM.
174 BPM. So obviously the intensity is going to be so much higher. Gonna be like, yeah, literally. You can do kettlebell swings with it as well, like that.
But yeah, you get the idea. Give them the steps. You're going to be burning a lot of calories, so make sure you eat proper meals. And yeah, sorry everyone, keep a distance. All that stuff, you know. Yeah, so you're going to be doing lots of steps, you're going to be doing lots of activity, you're going to be burning a shit ton of calories, so it kind of links around to nutrition. Proper meals, man, eat proper meals, but also like, you're not going to want to train. Like obviously you're not going to train at a festival, there's no point in doing push-ups, there's no point in doing anything like that. It's only like a few days, it's only like 3 or 4 days.
Man,
so yeah, I'll just say like literally just like kind of focus on nutrition. If you need to track stuff because you want to retain weight, for example, you don't want to get too fat, roughly track it, but main thing is like meals. Third and final point is drugs and alcohol. Now, we don't do any drugs or alcohol, but it's worth mentioning because some people do that are going to be watching this.
All right, so first topic when it comes to this is alcohol. So, what you want to do is take spirits only in the form of absinthe.
No, I think that's a good point, though, spirits.
Yes.
And if the festival doesn't allow it, man, fuck them. Like literally, just like get a plastic bottle, put it down your trousers, and sneak some like a bottle of vodka in. You know, as long as it isn't glass, they're not going to throw you out or anything over it. But like where festivals have these rules, like only beer, it's like, mate, I don't like beer.
Yeah.
And so spirits have lower calories. They get you fucked up quicker if you want to get drunk. So it's kind of a good way to go, I'd say. Like have a mixer that's sugar free as well, and you're not going to be piling on the pounds.
You can actually take spirits into a festival. You can. The only thing is you can't take them in glass.
Some are weird. So literally, about it,
really?
Yeah, some don't let you take spirits in.
Well, essentially, just decant your glass spirits into like a milk bottle or something to be extra classy. Don't take like high sugar mixers unless you're someone that struggles.
Unless you're from the fucking 1930s, like why would you drink normal Coke?
Aspartame doesn't kill you.
Or Josh Bridgman, like Josh, what are you fucking doing, lad? Drinking that normal Coke, mate. Send this to Josh. Mate. Disgusting, mate.
Disgusting.
Nojento.
So yeah, and another thing with alcohol as well is obviously moderation.
Yeah,
like, just don't get too fucked up. Like I often find like when I go on a night out, like and we go on a night out, like yes, of course there has been nights where we've got a little bit too lit.
Insert clip of you, like.
But I always find like nights where I can remember everything because I haven't got too fucked up, and then I wake up the next day and I don't feel too bad. Like they're always the best. So not only is it going to make your whole experience of the night better, but it's also going to be better for your health. It's going to reduce cravings, and like the actual overall calorie consumption of all that alcohol is going to be less as well. So
well, we're not the fun police. Like obviously we get absolutely smashed, but it's like it would only be for a night, for example.
Yeah.
We'd drink lots of water. If we are meant to train the next day, let's say, we will train the next day, and we will not let it affect our training, and we will not have like, people have like a week off after a night out. Like, we've never done that, man. So I just say a bit of moderation, like make sure you're drinking your water. If you're at a festival, it might even be worth like investing in something like, or taking some supplements if you like alpha lipoic acid or something like an antioxidant or coenzyme Q10 or vitamin C as well, just like some stuff to actually aid you in recovery and not helping prevent all this massive amounts of oxidation that's going to happen if you're poisoning your body effectively from drugs and alcohol. But yeah, just take it easy is a big one. And then with drugs, like obviously a lot of people use drugs, a lot of people in here don't. But again, like for example, MDMA is going to mean that you're not going to want to eat for days. So like, be sensible, take it easy, test your drugs. Don't take it based on your body weight, for example, if you do choose to do that. And yeah, lads, just
moderation. That's
Moderation,
the overarching theme of any of kind of like these intoxicating substances is just gonna be moderation. And like people always ask like, oh, how can I go out, stay in shape and whatnot? And well, like moderation comes in a few different forms. So it's like not only like moderation with your consumption, it's also moderation with how much you go out. So say for instance, if you are going out every single weekend, that is going to have a toll on your body. You can't really get around that.
You might only want to have a few drinks, for example. Like when we're going out a lot, like we'd only have like a few drinks.
Yeah.
If we're going out like multiple times a week, for example, like we're not getting fucking shit faced every night. Like we don't need alcohol to have a good time.
I like to define it as like you have your night out and then you have your blowout.
Yeah.
So for instance, there's nothing wrong with getting like intergalactic every now and then, but so long as it's every now and then.
Mate.
Nuclear. What's above nuclear?
I don't know. Full Chernobyl, mate. A full meltdown.
Hiroshima, mate.
Hiroshima,
mate. Fucking Hiroshima, mate.
There you go, Hiroshima. Yeah, that guy's fucking Hiroshima. That's what. Yeah.
If you're on a night out and you find you're getting a little bit fucked, which is no doubt going to happen, just switch to like drinking water.
Yeah, man. I'd say it's the main thing with this kind of last section is like, stay hydrated, have food in your belly, and like even if you do go a bit over the top, as long as you don't go fucking crazy, like you still get absolutely smashed, but just drink your water, have your vitamin C, have your antioxidants, and then next morning with a semi-decent night's sleep, you're gonna wake up fine and dandy. And if you don't wake up fine and dandy, drink some more, day drink, and get drunk again. Then what comes up and stays up doesn't come down. Cheers, guys.